Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about the arrays. So what is array? Let's start. So the very first, if we define the term array, the array means a group of elements with the same data type and one base address. What does it mean? It means that let's understand it with the example. Let's say here we have a memory blocks, right? Here we have a memory blocks, and let's say I want to store the student details or the roll number or anything. So we can pick the locations this randomly. System will pick the location randomly, whatever the blank area, wherever it finds the blank area. But in certain cases you will require consecutive locations or consecutive data like this. For example, some data over here, then there, then here, and here and this way. So when you want to allocate the memory in consecutive manner, at that time we can use the array, right? Array is something in which you can store the data in some particular range, but the most important thing is all the elements of that group will have same data type and only one base address. For example, if I say that take 10 numbers from the user, right? If I say take 10 numbers from the user, so what you will do, you will take 10 variables, right? You will take 10 variables. Okay, but what if I say take 100 numbers from the user? In that case, seriously you will take the 100 variable, seriously you will declare 100 variables? No, it is not at all a good idea, right? No good idea at all. It means what? That we need some concrete feature or some concrete tool in which we can store the 100 values without declaring 100 variables, right? And for that we have array. So when I say that it's a group of elements with same data type and one base address, it means what? That see, when I say that this is my array, this location is my array, and I'm just giving the name, let's say A. I'm just giving the name A, and here we have the index. This is called the index or the location, and I'm storing 10, 20, 30, 40 like data. So as you can see here that you can store only similar type of data, integer, but if I want to access this 40, I can only go through the index 3. If I say what is there at index 1, that is 20. But to work with the array, we need one name, and that name is nothing but the array name, and we call it base address, right? So here you can see the definition, and you can correlate with this diagram that what is array? Group of elements. Okay, this is the group of elements. Okay, see, group of elements, right? Group of elements. Then same data type. Yes, we have all the integer values. Okay, so same data type is done, and one base address. One base address means to fetch any of the value, any of the element, you need only one base address. This is your base address. So this is the concept of array. Now see, in the image you can see that here you can store the first element at this location, and this is your last element, and always index starts with the value index 0, right? So this is the concept of array. And one more thing, that it is always contiguous memory location. When we talk about the array, you will always find the continuous memory locations. Now in the VB, how to declare the array? In C programming, we used to write this way, right? Like integer a of 10. This is the way we used to declare the array in the C. In the VB, it's a little bit different. It is a little bit different. How to do that? First, you need to write the dim is a keyword, and that we know that whenever we declare any variable, we use the dim. Then you can simply write the name of the array, and here you can give the range, just like this, right? So let's see the examples. First example is dim, then the name of the array, int data, and the limit. It's an upper limit, means up to 30 characters you can, up to 30 elements you can store, right? Another way is also you can specify the data type, like just like this. This is integer, right? So integer or a string or anything else. So this way also you can write down over here as integer. You can write it over here. So this is about the simple array or the one-dimensional array. One-dimensional array. Now what about the two-dimensional array? See, this is your one-dimensional array, but if I say a box or a blocks and 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, and if I can say that if I say that I want to store the data over here, so this is my 1 location, right? 1 location, and when you store data in such a manner, we call it a two-dimensional array, right? It's a 2D array. So how to declare that 2D array? Similar or a simple dim, then name of the array, but in 2D array we need two range, one for the rows and second for the column, and rest of all same, just mention the data type, right? Which type of data I want to store. And another way, if you are not specifying the data type, then simply write down dim, name of the array, and rows and columns, right? So this is about the 2D array, and this is about the 1D array. Easy? Yeah. So after that, let's see how to initialize it. After declaration, how to initialize it. So simply at the time of the declaration, see this example, dim, then the name of the array, then don't specify the range, then as data type, and equal to sign we use for the assignment. Okay, so what do you want to assign? I want to assign 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 values to this array. So you can initialize that this way. So this is about the initialization of the array. If it's integer, you can simply use the comma and put the numbers. But if it's a string, in that case you need to write your data in the double quotes. So do not forget to put the double quotes. Double quotes means we are talking about the string, right? So here we are storing 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 strings in this names array, right? So this is about the integer and string, but we know the array definition says same data type, right? Same data type. So when you are working with the C or the C++, of course you can store only same data type, but VB.NET gives you a feature where neither integer nor string, but you can declare the array as an object. Now we know the concept of object, right? And when you declare your array as an object, you can store multiple types of data. Like see, here I am assigning rice, which is a string, then 1 kg, right? This is neither string nor the number, but 1 kg, then 60 rupees, and then e. So this way you can initialize the array, but keep in mind it should be the object, right? So yeah, you can use this type of array in your project. And finally, the one example, here we have one example. It's very easy example. What we are doing, we have taken one button and one label, and in this label we are simply going to print the elements of the array. So here we have taken one array named int array, and the capacity is of 2, and I'm just initializing the 0th index by the value 10 and first index by the value 20. So in the memory it will be something like this: 0 and 1, here 10 and the 20, and the name of this array is int array, right? Okay, now what I want to do, I want to fetch the data. By this statement you can fill the array. So array is filled by the data. Now I want to fetch the data. So because here we have only two records or the 2 elements, but what if I have a 10 or 100 elements? In that case I cannot fetch data 1, 2, 3 that way, and for that I need a repetition. So here we have used the for loop, and for loop, okay, starts with the value 0. Don't forget that always array starts with the 0 index. Okay, till what you want to go? 2. So keep in mind 0 means 2 means 0 and 1 only. At the 2 it will stop the loop. Okay, now what I want to do, here I have a label 1 dot text. I want to assign something in this label, in this label, equal to, okay, label 1 dot text starts with the first. So at the very first time it will be blank, but always convert it into the string. Okay, then equal to sign, okay, plus is you will use for the concatenation, and then the int array of I. Okay, what is there? First is 10, right? So first it will print the 10, then next I means my I will become 1, right? When I will become 1, at that time it will print the 20, and this 20 will get printed on the label. This practical you can try, so you will get a better idea that how actually it works, right? So it's easy, and you can try this array concept in your application. So that's it for today. In next session we will discuss about the dynamic array.